From Night Vale Community Radio and complete disregard for Copyright Incorporated, it's everyone's favorite quiz show. Wait, no. Stop, you don't know what you're doing. Wait, listen to me. Stop, no. I'm your host, Bill Don't Hurt Us Curtis, keeping former host Carl Castle wrapped tightly in a cocoon of barbed wire under my floorboards. And here's your host under a rock in the middle of the desert, Pietra Seagulls. Hi everyone, and thank you for joining us here under this rock in the middle of the desert. This show is recorded in front of a dead or inanimate, never was alive audience here in the middle of the sand. There are a few changes to the show format that you should know about due to panelists in the past saying illegal or unsanctioned things during our broadcast. The panelists are now bound, gagged, and covered with very sharp nails, so they will be communicating their responses via Morse code or hand signals, and I will translate them with the appropriate changes to make sure that they are legal. Alright, it's time for our first game. What horrendous crime has Bill Don't Hurt Us Curtis committed this time? Bill Don't Hurt Us Curtis will perform for you 3 reenactments of heinous crimes he's committed in the past week, and our listener will try to guess which crimes he has committed. Just 2 out of 3 will win you Carl Castle's voice. You will own and be able to speak with former anchorman Carl Castle, now trapped in Bill Curtis's closet. You will win his voice. You will have it. You will be able to speak with his voice forevermore. So let's see who's calling. Hi, it's me, John Peters, the farmer. I'm calling from Night Vale, and I work as a farmer, farming things, with plants and growing and all that. Hi. Oh, hi everyone, it's John Peters, the farmer. Well, let's introduce you to this week's panelists. First up, we have a very tall-winged being named Erica. Erica prefers not to speak. Next up, they're not allowed to speak. Because of, you may not remember last week because it has been wiped from your memory, but, anyway, next up we have a very hungry wolf, tied up in chains and barbed wire. Thanks, Bill Curtis. And our last panelist is Bernadette Paul, also gagged. But she looks very happy to see you, John Peters. All right, so time to play Who's Bill this time? So, Bill, why don't you reenact the 3 heinous crimes you have committed in the past week? Thanks, Petra. I think I will. First up. All right, John Peters, the farmer. Can you guess what that was? That sounded to me like transforming into a werewolf. Excellent job, John Peters, the farmer. Bill Curtis indeed transformed into a werewolf this past week and ripped out the throats of several of Night Vale citizens. Very good. All right, Bill, can you give us the next one? Sure thing, Petra. Well, that sounds to me like a shrunken citizen trapped inside a cigar box, but I could be wrong. No, that's exactly right. Thank you, Yes, that Bill Curtis indeed shrunk one of our citizenry to a very, very tiny size and trapped them within a cigar box. Let's see if you can go for a perfect score by guessing the last heinous crime that Bill Curtis, well, not the last, but the third in the series of god-awful crimes Bill has performed this week. All right, Bill, can you give us the next one? I can indeed, Petra. All right. Viva la revolución. All right, John Peters. Can you guess what terrible crime Bill Curtis has committed this time? That sounds to me, again, I could be wrong about this, but that sounds to me like communing with the spirits of dead communist leaders. Wow, 3 for 3, John Peters the farmer. This is incredible. You will now own Carl Castle's voice to speak with forevermore. Congratulations. I hope you find it useful in your, farming and growing of plants. I heard that, talking to your plants can be very soothing. So congratulations, John Peters. Have a nice day. Hope you're not the next victim of Bill Curtis's heinous crimes. All right, now we have a few questions for our panelists. Erica, why do you keep claiming to be an angel? Everyone knows angels are illegal. Angels do not exist. Why, Erica? Why do you come into our town and claim this thing that cannot be? What are you doing, Erica? Why? Why? All right, that's an almost satisfactory answer. Thank you, Erica. On to the starving wolf. So, Mr. Wolf, what was former Mayor Pamela Winchell's latest emergency press conference about? Well, alright, I seem to have overlooked the fact that wolves cannot communicate. But anyway, moving on to Bernadette Paul. Hi, Bernadette, do you know what former Mayor Pamela Winchell's latest emergency press conference was about? Yes, excellent. She's handed me a little slip of paper, which is absolutely correct. It was about the evils of big toothpaste. Big toothpaste corporations have been lying to us all, forcing us to brush our teeth with their disgusting yellow paste, which slowly eats away our teeth, gluing them together, gradually lengthening our canines until we become starving wolves. No offense, Mr. Starving Wolf. Anyway, excellent. Thank you, Bernadette. Alright, looks like it's time for our next game, Find and Destroy the Listener from Desert Bluffs, commonly known as Bluff the Listener. Now, each of our panelists has a bit of time to go out and find someone from Desert Bluffs and destroy them. So we will unchain our panelists and release them. All right, here goes. In the meantime, Bill will tell you stories from his childhood. Yes, I will. Thank you, Petra. So, as many of you know, I was born and raised here in Night Vale. My family was fairly poor and I grew up in a paper bag. This is how, being poor, this is how I turned to a life of crime and radio announcing. It's rough, out in the lower income districts of Night Vale. I had to fight cockroaches the size of my father, who admittedly was only a foot high, but that is a massive cockroach. Even our bloodstone circle was minuscule. It was more of a blood pebble circle. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, fun and jokes aside, what I learned from growing up is that it doesn't matter how many mice skeletons your family can collect, or how many crystallized fish eyes you have to bargain with at the market. What really matters is strong familial connections. I was physically joined to every member of my family until the age of 18. Tight tentacles sprouted from all our navels and bound us together. It was lots of jolly good fun. Fun you don't get nowadays with kids playing with live iguanas instead of dead iguanas. On the day I turned 18, my whole family tried to become one with the old shadow monolith, no longer standing, due to sandstorms. But anyway, I was the only one the monolith didn't accept. I was ripped from my family. I could hear their minds screaming as they were pulled into the shadow monolith. As I was saying, jolly good fun we had back in those days, not like what supposed children have today. We went to summer reading. We suffered and died at the hands of the librarians. We weren't presumptuous enough to revolt against them. Anyway, all hail the glow cloud, and may the city council live forever, and the sheriff's secret police reign in terror forever. That's my story. I'm Bill Don't Hurt Us Curtis. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rock. Thank you, Dead Insect. Thank you all. Thank you, audience. Thank you. Thank you. All right, thank you, Bill. Our panelists have returned with the limp forms of Desert Bluff residents in their jaws or hands or, Anyway, looks like they've all done very good. Very, very well. I'm sorry, grammar. Yeah, so Bernadette has a limp businessman in her arms. He's still breathing, though unconscious. Points may be deducted for that. The starving wolf just sort of has some blood and gristle around its mouth, but it's looking a little less starved, so that's a plus. And Erica has a shrunken, crystallized sort of casket in their arms. So yeah, that's pretty good. Thank you, panelists. This is my favorite segment of the show, as many of you know. Here at Night Vale Radio, we love our little rivalry with Desert Bluffs. I mean, it's all jokes, mostly. Playing tricks on each other, like murdering citizens from the other town. It's good times. Anyway, thanks again, panelists. Pretty soon we'll play our next game, just as soon as it's revealed to me what that game is. It's been erased from my memory by the sheriff's secret police, as a matter of protocol. Anyway, all right, thank you. All right, up next, it's Secret Lightning Torture Chamber Interrogation. But first, it's a game where you have to listen for the rhyme. Usually I'd make a pun here, but puns have recently become illegal, so I won't. All right, let's welcome our next listener contestant.
Hello, this is me, a small sentient lizard. I'm from Night Vale also. I live in the desert near Night Vale. Thank you for taking my call. I'm a huge fan of the show.
All right, awesome. So Bill will now perform for you 3 limericks about this week's news. All you have to do is correctly fill in the word at the end, and you too can use Carl Castle's voice as your own. All right, are you ready?
I like to say that I was born ready.
All right, Bill. Yes, Petra. All right. And here is your first limerick. Despite children desperately pleading and the risk of unquenchable bleeding, though many must die, SAT scores are high. Librarians start summer.
Spork? No. Cereal? No. I'm sorry. Automobile. That's it. Okay.
Nope, sorry, Mr. or ma'am, lizard. None of those are correct. It appears you don't understand what a rhyme is. The correct answer was summer reading. Children will again be forced into summer reading programs. Stupid, rebellious little fools that they are. All right, let's see if you can do better this time. Bill, can you give us the next limerick? All right, the next limerick. It's time to clean out all your homes and sweep underneath your bloodstones. Check in your old Wellingtons, pull out your own skeletons. The city council needs unused.
Oh, I think I understand this one. Spork. Trains. No. I think, okay. Screams. It's gotta be screams.
Incorrect again, you foolish reptile. It was bones. The city council issued a request for all citizens to donate unused bones for a special art project that the city council is undertaking. The council made this request, all speaking in unison, from the bottom of a pond, each one individually wrapped in spider webs. Anyway, our next game would typically be lightning fill in the blank. However, all of the questions we had prepared for this game have been municipally struck by lightning. You know, irony. They laughed when they said it. Anyway, in that case, the flickering light seen just out of the corner of my eye and the creeping sense of dread crawling along my skeletal system is letting me know that that's our show for today. This is completely unsanctioned and probably illegal radio made by some loser alone in their room. Yeah. Radio network. I'm so sorry. Okay, I know I haven't been recording/releasing episodes in a while. The reason for this is honestly mostly because I listened back and really didn't like the sound of my voice, and I was like, oh god, this must stop. Yeah. Kind of sound like Tina from Bob's Burgers, except for I'm not a man, probably, but who knows. Yeah, all this to say that if you're still listening, Dad, or if I have another listener, like my brother, thanks. Your turn to wash the dishes.